Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Ronald. I know. Today I'm just gonna sit back and just reflect on a number of dishes that I've made previously and that have been my favorite or people's favorites, or let's just say my wife have loved. But before that though, let me make myself a cup of tea so I can fall back in those lovely dishes you have loved from the past year. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, you guys can see that tea, right? I like to make my tea with turmeric tea first of all. If you want to find out how I get that personally, check out my website. As you can see, www.ronaldlive.net. And also I love honey, and yes, that's a big jar right there. I got that from a friend actually. Lemon is good for you, so I do definitely put in some, so it's actually great. There's a variety of playlists on my YouTube channel, so yeah, as you can see here, I mean different playlists all across the board here. You can definitely go in there and check those out. Once again, if you're new here, make sure you like, share, subscribe so you never miss a bite or a DIY for that matter. Today I wanted to share my favorite videos, honestly, all those that have really hit a home run. One of them is when I cut my wife's hair, so if you haven't seen that video, you really have to go check that out. I entitled that husband cuts wife's hair. I also did a DIY where we moved our deck from one end of the house to the other. As you can see, people loved that one. When it comes to food dishes, actually, if you guys haven't noticed, probably you have, because you guys, probably most of you watched it, it's the peanut sauce. People loved the peanut sauce. That is still high ranking actually. The oven baked chicken wings, oh, those were to die for, and also they're still ranking because people loved those wings, how healthy they are as well. We also had an issue where we didn't have access to the garage other than using the remote control, which is electricity, but we did not have electricity, so it was very hard to actually get our car outside. So I bought this little piece of a lock, which cost us next to nothing, about $39 or so, and just like that we have a lock right now. We can actually open the garage whenever we want. Okay, and how can I forget the DIY that I did about the pregnancy experience? Oh boy, that was a hit. People loved that one as well. I mean, you gotta check that out if you haven't seen it. To be honest, I wanted to get the feeling on how my wife feels the entire day, or maybe how a pregnant woman feels when they're pregnant, and I put it on for the entire day. Let's just say at the end of it, I did not really want to be doing it anymore because it was quite hard. But you're so limited on things you want to do, or say how easy it would be to do things when you're pregnant versus when you're not. Yeah, it's no fun. So my wife tells me she actually enjoyed her stuffed mushrooms, because a little background here. My wife, where she grew up, somewhere they used to get mushrooms, so she always got some deep fried mushrooms, but I didn't make exactly what she typically got, but she loved the ones I actually made. I made two types. One was stuffed and one was just, they were both breaded, but one was actually stuffed, so she really loved those as well. And of course there's the quesadillas. She also really loved the quesadillas, so check those out as well. who can forget? Again, my wife also loved the risotto that I made, and it was actually vegan vegetarian risotto that I made. Oh boy, that was so good. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, check that out. Even if you're gluten-free, same thing, check it out, because it was to die for. And I made this because I couldn't really give it a name here so much, but I called it the comfort food chicken and potato katago. That's a dish we kind of make, is what I call comfort food, or what we call comfort food back home. Oh, that was to die for. People really love that one, so I gotta say you need to check that one out as well. And there's, by the way, for me, my favorite, and something, again, if you watch that video you find out I talked about it, is something that I grew up seeing, and I made pancakes. That is made from very simple ingredients: biscuit, banana, cassava flour, and sugar. That's it. And then also I also made the Mandazi. Mandazi is basically, it's like a donut. That is something, again, when I growing up, that I saw, that I enjoyed, so I really love. That's one of my favorite dishes, honestly. And speaking of which, also, if you haven't checked this out, every year my wife and I do a garden so that we can actually plant our own food. Hence, that's all the frozen stuff you may see that we make plenty and put it in the freezer, which is to die for as well, you know. That dish my wife did not like but people loved is it was a whole baked fish. She did not love that, so watch that video, it was hilarious. She was giving me faces while I was actually making it, because she doesn't like the, you know, looking into its eyes, or the thing to do with eyes and bones. It's just, you know, doesn't work for her. The other thing also I'm glad she was not able to eat was the mussels. I enjoyed the mussels, so I gotta say I was happy she wasn't eating it. And by the way, because if you have noticed in my videos, in most of the videos I do a word of the day, so, and also I do lessons every now and then. I do, like, say, learning Luganda with me, and we do a whole thing with my wife where she asks questions to find out I know what meanings of certain words in my language, and we do that all the time. So the playlist, I'm pretty sure, is called Learning Luganda, so check that out, honestly. So, and as I said about, you know, you saw me make this tea here, I have a whole, because we did a whole month where we're doing a cleanse, and this mix here, actually there's different things in there, just so you know. Basically there's turmeric, there is ginger, there is nutmeg, there is cinnamon, and basically a few things like that. I mean, imagine combining all those things, and if you look up properties of each of those, you discover that's actually good for you. So if you imagine if you combine them all together, that's why whenever I make my tea, this mix always goes into my tea every single time. I may have maybe 2 cups or so in a day, but each time I have this in there, and then I add the lemon and then the honey. Ooh, for me, I love it, but also it's actually healthy for you, and I find it to be like a cleanse. And there's the one dish that surprised me even from the beginning, honestly, is the cream of tomato soup. But I gotta say, actually Ellen is the one who actually mainly asked for that soup, and actually also my in-law, when she came, she also tried it. She really loved it as well. So, and then there's this weird thing my wife made me try. Convinced me to try the tofu, and we were actually by then doing a diet. So we had a whole month where we did vegan vegetarian meals, and let's just say for the whole month we did that, and it was actually healthy for us. We felt really good, and it was actually really good. It comes down to honestly how you make it, but it turned out really good. I gotta say, yeah, it tastes like chicken. The key to it all is actually marinating it, and if you give it a day at least minimum, it will even be much better. So make sure it's nice flavors, right? Speaking of which, just don't want to forget also, my wife also makes amazing videos, so you might want to check those out. I mean, look at all that amazing stuff she does, organizing stuff at our house here and taking care of our baby. and her YouTube channel is called Respect is Growing, so make sure you check it out. I don't want to take so long on this, but yeah, those are some of my favorite dishes, or some of my wife's favorite dishes, or some of the dishes people have actually loved out there, okay, or what you guys have actually loved. All right, so I want to thank you for coming to my YouTube channel once again. Today was just a relaxing day to kind of catch up and see how things have been and how amazing the foods have been. And right now, one thing I need to remind you of is put some requests right in the comment section below. Tell me about those dishes. What do you think about them, and what other dishes would you like to see me make, let's say coming 2022, and I'll be making those for you. Now for the word of the day today, and since now we're in a new year, starting a new year, how do we call new year in my language? We say omwaka is year. So when you say new, say omwaka or mupia. Mupia is new, omwaka a year, and then new, so omwaka or mupia. So I really hope you guys enjoy 2022. Or in my full language you say omwaka w'enkumi mwebiri. Thank you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Check the videos above there.